Welcome back to the 2016 Grappler Fall Classic. Eric Olenowski, J.J. Johnson. Coming up next, 145 pounds, Cameron Amine out of Michigan will take on Markus Hartman of Illinois. Cameron Amine, the sophomore, Markus Hartman, the junior. Team Poeta, coached by Mike Poeta. Cameron Amine, coached by his dad, Mr. Amine. And this was one that you're very excited for.
Yeah, like I said, they both placed in both styles at the Cadet Nationals in Fargo this summer. Amine was at 138, took 4th in Greco, 7th in freestyle, and Hartman was up at 145, took 2nd in freestyle, 3rd in Greco. So Hartman's a junior, Amine's a sophomore. I think it's going to be a great matchup.
2 minutes on the clock. Zeros on the board. Wrestlers shake hands. And we are underway here at 145 pounds. So just tournament director Tony Greathouse came over, told us we have an OW vote. Get the wheels turning. I know mine are right now. I think I have mine.
Yeah, well, I'm going to wait till we see everything.
Oh,
but
yeah.
there are definitely some front runners right now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who it is.
I have 3 in my head, and I'll pick them out of a hat. Go from there.
Both these guys kind of ballooned up a little bit. Not ballooned up, but just hitting their growth spurts. Amine was 25, Hartman was 26 during the season, so kind of that jump from 25 to 45 in a year. These guys are probably not done growing just yet.
What are your thoughts about cutting weight, especially at the high school level? I understand you have to.
A little bit. Nice shot by Amine. There's a high crouch. He's got the leg split, too. If he can elevate this, he might get some back points.
Has to continue to drive off that right foot, keeping that knee pinched to keep that Turk, but the hips of Hartman have turned down, so Amine's just going to go back to work on top. And with the weight cutting,
yeah, I think you just find your optimal weight wherever you're going to be able to compete the hardest and still train the hardest and get better and not worry about cutting weight so much. So whatever weight class that is, nice job. Hartman getting the reversal there.
I agree. Some people, littler guys, obviously can cut less, and it takes the fun out of wrestling when you have to worry constantly. It's a part of the sport, so I'm not saying that you don't cut any weight, but these kids cutting 20 pounds, it's unacceptable. You're not a professional fighter. You're not weighing in the day before. You're a high school wrestler, so just knowing your boundaries is big.
Amine's trying to create some action here in the last 10 seconds of the period. Hartman looks like he's got a cradle locked up, though.
And Amine is in trouble. What a change of scenery for Cameron Amine.
And I saw that in Hartman's semifinals. He was able to cradle up Modell from Wisconsin. He scored some back points on him. Must be real dangerous on top there.
So we'll pay attention to that earlier. I touched on adapting and adjusting in time, in match situations. So if that leg comes in for Hartman, Amine has to make sure that his head doesn't go anywhere near that knee. And
Amine chose neutral here. I'm assuming that turn had a lot to do with it. I also think he just wants to keep the pace high. The Amines always wrestle at a high pace. They're going to try to score some points, and they're able to tough out a lot of matches just by being tough.
Speaking of toughing out matches, in the semifinals for Cam Amine, sudden victory, 7-5, and that was a grit, that was a grind to win that match, and that's the only way. Markus was completely dead, and that was only because of what you just touched on, the pressure and the pace that Amine kept for 6 minutes straight.
Yeah, and Markus scored an escape at the end, put it into overtime, and the pace, he just looked like he got exhausted in overtime, took a shot and Cameron pretty much ran behind for the takedown. So it's 5-2 Hartman here about halfway through the match.
Riding time currently not a factor. You touched on the Hartman win for Modell. That was 15-2. In the quarterfinals, he knocked off Habil 10-2. And he also knocked off Newton 10-0. And then Ordonez in round 1, 1-0. So kind of a close match.
A misdirect shot there from Hartman to ends up in a low single type position. Amine staying locked in the crotch. About 20 seconds left here. Hartman's going to elevate and try to come out the back door, see if he can score before the period expires. It's going to be tough if Amine can get his hands locked in that arm trap, though.
And Amine has put up 13, 15, 6, and 7 points, only given up 1 point in his first round match, and then in the semifinals, those 5 I touched on, but that's impressive. Putting up over 30 points and only giving up 6. But the one match that matters is right here. We're heading to the third period. 5-2 is the score. 7 seconds, the riding time. Currently not a factor. Hartman leads Amine 5-2. Amine bouncing in the center, ready to get back to action.
Looks like Hartman's going to go down, too, so I don't know what the strategy will be here in the third. He's going to try to ride him and see if he can sneak a turn, or, if you let him go, it's 3 takedowns. So we'll see how he tries to play it. He does have the only takedown in the match, though.
Hartman gets set. Granby roll attempt.
Right to a leg. He's going to wrestle right back into him.
Beautiful transition.
Now, if you're Hartman here, for the last 90 seconds, I was going to say holding good position, but he fires off a shot. See if he can get his head up and come through the middle.
So often we get in trouble, especially in international wrestling. We get that 1 point lead and we just coast, and you're seeing Hartman staying after it. And I wish more people would watch and learn from this, because you have the 4 point lead. Keep the foot on the gas. Just be cautious not to give up a throw. You can give up a takedown and get away with it. Just make sure that you're not giving up anything big.
Well, Amin's not going to be content to just take a 6-2 loss here. He's definitely going to, in this last minute, try to go for it. Not try to go for a 6-4 loss, but he's going to try to win the match. Right. So we'll see. We'll see what he's got to throw at him. Hartman obviously is going to be good in Greco. He's third at the Cadet Greco Nationals, so might have to get creative a little bit. Could try to whip him over here.
Stalemate called, 42 seconds left. Riding time currently not a factor, sitting at 16 seconds.
Hartman's going to try to drag that off to a leg, it looks like.
It's a good position to waste. You can look like you're doing something without actually doing anything. It looks like Amin's clamping on that elbow. So pulling your best acting skills out here is Hartman.
There's an attack by Amine. Hartman's going to sit the corner and come up on top. I don't know if he's going to get the 2. Doesn't look like it, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be a 6-2 decision for Markus Hartman, the junior from Illinois, over Cameron Amine from Detroit Catholic Central here in Michigan.
2016 Grappler Fall Classic Elite, 152 pounds, coming up next.